Imagine working for 40 years, saving diligently, only to realize your golden years aren't golden at all, that your pension, 401k, or retirement fund might barely cover the basics. The system promised security, stability, peace of mind, but the math quietly betrays most people. Welcome to the retirement trap. Why talk about this now? Because people are living longer, inflation is eating away at savings, and traditional retirement plans are under more pressure than ever. Millions are stepping into retirement believing they're prepared, only to discover that they're not. And it's not just bad luck. The system is designed in ways most people never fully understand. Here's the typical blueprint. You work, you save a portion of your income, your employer contributes too, and you invest in a mix of stocks, bonds, and funds. Over decades, compounding is supposed to turn small monthly savings into a nest egg large enough to last a lifetime. Sounds simple, sounds safe. But here's where reality creeps in. Investment returns are volatile, inflation eats away at purchasing power, market downturns, sometimes lasting years, can erase gains. And most people underestimate how long they'll actually live, sometimes decades beyond retirement. Take Jane, who retired at 65. She saved consistently, invested wisely, and thought she was set. But within 10 years, inflation and medical costs had slashed her lifestyle in half. Suddenly, she was cutting vacations, scaling back healthcare choices, and facing stress she never anticipated. Coming up, we'll see a second, even more extreme example of how the retirement trap can sneak up on anyone, even high earners. Mark, a high-income executive, retired with what seemed like a six-figure nest egg, but he had relied heavily on a stock-heavy portfolio, assuming consistent growth. A major market correction wiped out a third of his assets. His early retirement dreams? On hold indefinitely. After this, we'll break down the math and incentives that make this trap so hard to escape. Here's the cold truth. Most retirement plans assume ideal conditions: 7% annual returns, moderate inflation, and decades-long compounding. Miss any one of these assumptions, and the numbers fall apart. The hidden mechanism is simple. The system rewards those who stay in the workforce longer, shifts risk to individuals, and masks fees and volatility. Pension guarantees are shrinking, Social Security faces funding pressures, and the more people believe in a safe, stable retirement, the more vulnerable they become to financial shocks. Public messaging is reassuring. Invest early, retire wealthy, or your pension will cover your golden years. Reality? Compounding doesn't protect against market crashes, lifestyle inflation, or unforeseen health costs. What looks secure on paper can evaporate in a decade of poor returns or rising expenses. This isn't just an individual problem, it's a societal one. Millions of retirees may outlive their savings, increasing dependence on family or social programs. Younger generations face higher taxes, stagnant wages, and the impossible task of funding their own retirements while supporting older generations. The retirement trap is quietly reshaping economies, behaviors, and expectations. So, what can you do? Diversify income streams, plan for longer lifespans than you expect, account for inflation, and don't rely solely on standard retirement accounts. Understand fees, market risks, and hidden assumptions. Think of retirement not as a destination, but as a strategy to keep control over decades of life that might otherwise control you. And here's the lingering question. If the system isn't designed to guarantee security, can anyone truly retire without taking control into their own hands? That's the trap you can't ignore.